This is my first WPL ever. This is the WPL licensed UAZ 469. It's a 112 scale, so they say, and it's a ready-to-run model. What we'll do, we'll take it out of the box and I'll show you in more detail what the model is all about. Being a ready-to-run model, you get your model, a battery, and a transmitter. And speaking of which, this is a vast improvement from previous WPL's transmitters, which were always toyish grade, very plasticky. Don't get me wrong, this is no hobby grade transmitter, but again, it's a vast improvement from previous models. It's still plasticky, but it feels far better in the hand, and it has a foam wheel, which makes things far better for a one-hand drive. Very curiously, WPL provides you with some simple tools at the bottom of the transmitter. It's a funny design. And then in order for you to put your two AA batteries, you have to take this out, pull this down, and then put the AA batteries there. And then assemble the whole thing again. Again, it's a funny design, but I do like the idea of you being able to put some very, very basic tools here, just in case you break anything or you need to take one of them wheels out for whatever reason. So, comes with a 7.4 Li-on 500 milliamp battery. Being a licensed model, it does look almost to perfection to the one-to-one UAZ 469. Even comes with this little metal-ish sticker, which is a pain to put in. So they don't put this at factory. It comes separately for you to put in. I could only wish that WPL would put that in for you, because that is a pain to put in without bending or losing. And once you start bending, because it's made of thin, flimsy metal, once you start bending it, it ruins it. So I wish WPL would do that from factory, but hey ho. This is where you put the battery in, and that's your on and off switch, which again, it's very toy grade kind of thing. So none of this is waterproof. And speaking of which, it comes with a 2-in-1 ESC receiver and a 370 brushed motor. So none of this is waterproof. So I really, really advise you not to dunk this in water unless you want to ruin the model. It does come with metal chassis, but everything, I'm led to believe that the gears inside these pumpkins are made of metal, and the axles inside are made of metal, and the ball joints are made of metal. But I'm not sure about the gearbox itself. I would have to open it to find out. One very curious detail, true to the 1-to-1 scale, is that this 112 scale uses leaf springs, and they are actually very, very soft, and they behave in a very, very good manner when you're out there trailing. I like these. I like the detail. Generally, to be honest, I like the model. I like the super cool detail that they've tried to mimic the 1-to-1 model. Obviously, being a license, they have to do it. But it's super, super, super detailed. What I don't like is the wheels. They are very scale and true to the 1-to-1 model, but they are very, very hard. The wheels are not beadlock, nor they has any foams inside, but these are very, very hard. I think this is a missed opportunity from WPL, to be honest. They could have done these wheels in a very, very soft rubber, and that probably would have made a huge difference. Speaking about the wheels themselves, they are held together with a Phillips screw, which again indicates that. I think, to be perfectly honest, this is borderline between toy grade and hobby grade, and I don't think it's neither, because what this model wants to do is go towards the hobby grade, but it hasn't left some of the toy grade characteristics behind. yet, and it uses pretty much everything is Phillips screw. Phillips screws. Everything is, as you can see here, is Phillips screws, which is pretty much toy grade. I wish WPL could just move on from Phillips screws. But that's my opinion. It does look really, really good, but I think it misses the point on crossing that line into hobby grade. Everything is made of plastic, so hard plastic. Oh, there you go. The UAZ symbol just fell off. This is how precarious it is. So it just fell off. So the glue is not that great, and I'm not sure if I want to try and put that back again, to be honest, because it was a pain to put it back. It comes with front lights, but then WPL didn't put any backlights. I think that's a missed opportunity. It wouldn't have cost them that much to just wire some backlights. And for the purpose of the scaleness of the vehicle, having front lights and not having any backlights, I think they missed the point. I wouldn't expect to see any indicators. Everyone hates indicators, so they haven't bothered putting in any indicators, thank goodness. But I think they've missed the point here with the backlights. You can take these doors out, these windows, and you can take that out by the means of a little screw there, and then there's a couple of screws here, and then all of this roof assembly comes out, and then you have to separately unscrew these windows out. It's a bit of a process, and then you can move this windshield backwards and forwards. It's a bit of a process. What I would advise you to do, because this is very, very much cheap hard plastic, you kind of need to make a decision if you want to leave it like that, or if you want to take the whole shebang out and then leave it like that. Because if you keep taking it out and putting it back in and taking it out and putting it back in and so on and so forth, you're just going to eat through the plastic, the screw plastic inserts, and you'll get to a point where you won't be able to put them in. So that's my advice. Comes with a little spare wheel, like the real model. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I think, again, it looks really, really good, like the 1:1 scale, but in my humble opinion, it misses the point in a couple of things. And one is the very, very hardish tires and the fact that they still use Phillips screws everywhere. It's very difficult to gauge the likes of WPL and the likes of MN and other Chinese brands where they want to sit exactly on the RC hobby. If they want to stay in toy grade, if they want to advance into hobby grade, if they want to stay somewhere in the middle, it's very hard to gauge. One thing these brands do is they play a very important part on the beginner scene, where you either want to offer this to one of your kids to get them started on the RC hobby, or you want to start in the RC hobby but you don't want to spend too much money. This is where these Chinese brands will play a very, very important part to get you started within the RC hobby crawler scene without spending too much money. And then these are very, very much upgradable. It's one good thing about WPL is that for the recent couple of years or so, they've started launching some upgrades, metal upgrades. So all of this, these plastic pumpkins and axles and all of that, you can buy a metal upgrade from WPL that will fit spot on this. Hopefully you've enjoyed the review, and I'll see you all soon. Cheerio!